What's going on, guys? Your boy Fluff here. Today is an exciting day. Season 12 starts today, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm so excited. I don't know about you guys. Just like last time, we're going to break this down into 6 what I call speed categories. We have movement speed, elite kill speed, juggernaut and RG kill speed, the trash kill speed, gearing difficulty, and playstyle difficulty. Now keep in mind, these were all engineered to be speed builds, so they're all going to be quite good for T13. We'll kind of highlight the ones we think are best for just normal risks in T13, but we're talking about shaving off 15 to 30 seconds to 45 seconds, so it's not the end of the world if you just play whatever you want in T13. This is mostly to showcase, how high a GR some of these builds can do, and how fast they can do them, and how they rank in these 6 categories at their maximum GR level. Now, for the purpose of this video, all intelligence paragon is removed, but the gear is good and it is augmented. But I wanted to showcase for you guys what these builds can do, not what they should do out of the box. Another quick note was we are going in order of power here, so we're going to start with the weakest and move our way to the strongest. If you guys just want to know what the best build is, you can just skip to the end of the video. But if you guys want to know what each build can do, how fast it can do it, what GR can do it, pay attention. So, without further ado, let's meet the contenders. First up, we have the LICH King Necro. Now, this is a Legacy of Nightmares build, which got significantly improved due to the changes to Dainty's Binding, Lost Time, and Golem Skin breaches. However, due to the kind of inherent power creep that's happened this season with all the sets getting buffed, Legacy of Nightmares has taken a significant hit to its power in comparison with everything else. So I still really like this build, and it's definitely viable for T13, GR65, GR70. It's not going to be as fast as some of the others, but that being said, it is the fastest. I mean, as far as movement speed goes, this thing is insane. So for movement, we're going to give this guy a 10 out of 10. You have Lost Time, you have Stewart's Greaves, you have Fueled by Death. This thing is so fast that you can barely click stuff because you're just so fast. Elite kill speed is strong at a solid 7 out of 10. Juggernaut and RG kill speed can be a little on the slow side, so we'll give that a 5 out of 10. Trash kill speed, we're going to give, kind of a 5 out of 10. It's very good at killing trash, but you're more of an elite sniper in this build because it is an Ingyam based build, and you have to stop to cast Corpse Explosion, so you want to keep moving to find the next elite pack and proc the next Ingyam. Gearing difficulty, this is a lawn build, guys, so 10 out of 10, no questions asked. Playstyle difficulty, it's fairly easy once you learn it. A lot of our builds are difficult for new players because none of our builds require generators, but we'll give this difficulty, 6 out of 10. Coming in next, we got the one-shot spear Necro. Now, this build was actually just kind of a casual build we put together last season to prove that Pestilence could do T13. Now, as you guys know, Pestilence is crazy powerful. So, of course, this build got buffed accordingly. Now, it's still not going to be as fast as some of the other builds, but people love to use Brig's Wrath. This build has been much more popular than we could have ever imagined. But who doesn't love sucking all the mobs in, throwing out a spear, and just one-shotting everything? So for movement, this does take use of the new Stewart's Greaves. And again, guys, if we haven't come out with a new video, we just keep the Diablo fans guide up to date, so definitely go give that a look. But for movement, we're giving this thing a 7 out of 10. It uses the Stewart's Greaves, which is just a solid movement. Does not use Ingyam. Elite kill speed, we're gonna give 7 out of 10. A lot of the kill speed in this can be dependent upon how much trash you're able to suck in with your Curse and Brig's Wrath, so the speed at which you can kill elites is kind of situational. Now for Juggernaut kill speed, we're gonna give it kind of a 5 out of 10. What's gonna happen is you're gonna suck all the mobs in with a Curse, you're gonna throw your spear, and it's gonna one-shot everything but the Juggernaut. And then you kind of have to single target the Juggernaut down, which is no problem if Land of the Dead is up, but without Land of the Dead, Juggernauts can be pretty slow. Trash kill speed, again, this is situational. We're going to give this a 7 out of 10. Obviously, if everything can be pulled in with the Curse, it's amazing, but some mobs are immune to the whole pull thing, and it is kind of a 3-click kill. You have to Curse, Bone Armor, Spear, so it does that rotation, slows the build down. Gearing difficulty, we're going to give this like a 4 out of 10. You don't need crazy high CDR here. You just kind of need crit and crit damage. Playstyle difficulty, this is one of the easier ones, I think. So we're going to give it a 4 out of 10. You basically just Curse, Bone Armor, Spear, that rotation. Now this build is capable of doing anywhere from GR65 to GR75. After 7, you start to feel that slowdown. Next up, we have the Army of the Dead build, which I was actually going to retire this season, but because of how Rathma got a damage buff, it really brought this build back to life. We did replace the Blood Mages with the Cold Archers, And who doesn't love using Army of the Dead? The skill is awesome looking. I really like this build for T13 because the Army of the Dead can basically one-shot all elite packs, and so all the trash killing you're doing in between elite packs is counting towards reducing the cooldown on your Army of the Dead. So it can feel pretty nice and pretty smooth. As far as movement, we are using the Stewart's Greaves, so we're going to give it a 7 out of 10. Elite kill speed at its max GR, it's a solid 8 out of 10. You don't even have to kill trash because you're not dependent on Angiom, so you can just command skeletons into the elite and watch him die and then move on. Juggernaut RG kill speed again, most of the pet builds are very good at killing the Juggernauts and RGs, so we're gonna give this a 8 out of 10 for its GR level. Trash kill speed will give an 8 out of 10. Pretty much everything dies on the way to whatever you're trying to kill next because of how the pets work. Gearing difficulty, again, not super CDR dependent. Uses the Jets as set, pretty easy to gear up, so we're gonna give this a solid 3 out of 10. Basically just need the right armor in the right slot. Playstyle difficulty, it doesn't run a generator, so that's the only reason we would give it a 6 out of 10. Kind of reteaching yourself to not use a generator is hard for some players to do. Now this build can run up to 70, absolutely no problem, 2.5 minutes and under pretty consistently, but it does start to slow down around GR 75. Coming in next, one of our favorite builds for next season, the Blood Nova. I tend to prefer the melee style builds, and that's what this provides. You're basically an AoE clearing powerhouse, and this will probably be my go-to bounty build. For movement, we're going to use Stewart's Greaves, so it's going to get another 7 out of 10. Elite kill speed, we're going to give it a 7 out of 10 just because of how Blood-Tied Blade works. The more density you have, the more likely you are to one-shot a elite, but without density, it can take a few casts. Juggernaut / RG kill speed, we're actually going to give a 5 out of 10. We added Land of the Dead plus Corpse Lance to this build just to deal with those two, because the single target damage in this setup is really slow. Trash kill speed, I give this a solid 9 out of 10. Even if there's not density, the amount of damage that Blood Nova is doing is really good. And if there is density, one shot everything, no question. Gearing difficulty, we're going to give this an 8 out of 10. It is a high CDR build. It doesn't use anything that's too rare, so that's why we give it an 8 out of 10. Playstyle difficulty, I think this is actually pretty easy to play, so we're going to give it a 6 out of 10. Again, it's just a matter of getting used to not running generators. But you pretty much just Blood Nova all the AoE and use Land of the Dead plus Corpse Lance for your single target. Next we have the Razor Teeth Necro. This is a completely new build in 2.6.1. Makes use of the buffs that Pestilence got to the Bone Spear. It's kind of like the polar opposite to Blight Spear, where you're just relying on your Bone Spear damage, whereas Blight Spear is all about that Corpse Lance. But super fun build. I'd compare it a lot to a UEDH. You basically have a frontal cone that just wrecks everything on your screen. But for movement, we're going to give this a 7 out of 10. Again, a Stewart's Greaves build. Amazing. Elite kill speed, 8 out of 10. You're going to have one of your big cooldowns up for elites, either Simulacrum or Land of the Dead, and you're going to be able to deal with them pretty easily. Juggernaut / RG kill speed, we'll give this a 6 out of 10. You do want Land of the Dead up for a Juggernaut because you'll just run out of essence. Trash kill speed, 8 out of 10. Pretty much everything dies, just like in multi-shot. The frontal cone hits like everything on the screen, especially when you're casting 3 of them with your Simulacrum guys up. Gearing difficulty, we're going to give it an 8 out of 10 because, again, this is a high CDR build. We're all about juicing up our CDR to get Land of the Dead down, get Simulacrum down. Playstyle difficulty, I'd actually give this an 8 out of 10 because you do have to micromanage your essence because you don't have any way of gaining it back other than Land of the Dead and killing enemies, because you're completely relying on Devour and Dark Reaping. But once you get the playstyle down, this can easily clear, GR 70s, no problem. It can go up in the 75 range without losing much speed. After that, it starts to slow down, not necessarily because the damage isn't there, just because you run out of essence. Next up, we've got the Blood Mage, one of the most popular builds from last season. This is the easiest build to put together, and next season we're starting with Tragules, so guess what? Blood Mage is without question going to be what we start with, and it only got more juiced up in 2.6.1. So for movement, again, we're going to give a 7 out of 10. It's crazy fast movement speed with the Stewart's Greaves. Elite kill speed, 9 out of 10. You barely notice that there's even elites. Juggernaut kill speed, again, we'll give an 8 out of 10. Pet builds are always going to be pretty good at dealing with Juggernauts. Trash kill speed, we're going to give a 9 out of 10. Pretty much everything dies as you move from pack to pack. Gearing difficulty, we're going to give a 2 out of 10. This thing is crazy easy to put together. Doesn't have a lot of crazy stat requirements. Obviously, the better stats you have, the more damage you're going to do, the higher you're going to be able to go. But just to put it together, it's super simple. And if you guys haven't checked out my Season 12 starter guide. Definitely give that a look. This is what we're going to start with. You know, at like 500k DPS, we can run T13, which is like basically just having the right gear in the right slot. Playstyle difficulty, it doesn't run a generator. And again, I feel like most of the builds that we put together are just a little bit more challenging for people. But overall, we give this a 3 out of 10. It's probably the most chill build that we have to play. If you're looking for like a lazy style of gameplay, I would definitely recommend trying this out. But this build can do up to GR 75 without much trouble, and even above GR 80 with the addition of the new changes to Dainty's binding. It has the toughness to go higher, but it does start to slow down past 80. Next up, we've got the Corpsemancer, one of our most popular builds, and rightfully so. Corpse Explosion is easily one of the most gratifying skills in Diablo 3, period. And this build juices out that skill like no other build. For movement, we're going to give it a 6 out of 10. It does not use Steward's Greaves. It does rely on Ingyam, but once obviously you have Ingyam proc, it's crazy fast. Elite kill speed, we're going to give this a 9 out of 10. You're basically an elite hunter in this build, and you kill them very fast, especially if Land the Dead's up. And with the change to the Golem skin breaches, you know, your Golem's going to be up every pack, no question asked. Juggernaut kill speed, you can usually kill Juggernauts pretty easily with just one Golem, but with the high CDR you get in this build, you'll have Land of the Dead up most of the time for the Juggernaut kills. You pretty much have Land the Dead up every third pack, maybe even every second pack, but it definitely deals with Juggernauts better than most non-pet builds. Trash kill speed, we're only going to give this a 6 out of 10, not because it can't kill trash very well, but it's not really your goal to kill trash in this setup, because again, you're an elite sniper. You're using Ingyam to get from pack to pack. You don't really care about the trash in between, and you don't really kill the trash in between on the way. Gearing difficulty, it is a high CDR build, but we'll give it a 7 out of 10, just because I don't feel it's as intense as some of the other CDR builds. Playstyle difficulty, I would give this a 6 out of 10. A lot of people complained about squishiness last season. The more damage you have, the better this build is going to feel, and we did get an extra layer of mitigation with the changes to Dainty's binding, making this a lot easier. Corpsemancer can easily do 75s. It can actually go all the way up to 85s, 89s. It's got the toughness for it. It just starts to slow down because the damage isn't really high enough. Next up, we have the most powerful speed farm build in the game last season, the Singularity speed farm. Now, due to the changes that were made to Rathma and Scythe of the Cycle, this thing actually does even more damage now, which is crazy. Before we were able to do 75s to 79s, no problem. Now we're able to do 85s to 89s with basically the same speed. For movement, we're gonna give this, 6 out of 10. It's an Ingyam reliant movement build, but you're pretty much going to have Ingyam up 100% of the time, especially the lower GR level you have, so your movement score can really fluctuate. Elite kill speed, 10 out of 10. Are you kidding? Don't even notice them. Was that an elite? I'd say it all the time on stream. I get surprise packs because we accidentally killed an elite. Juggernaut kill speed, 9 out of 10. It's going to be one of the best builds for taking out those Juggernauts, because it is, again, a pet build, and pet builds are really good at killing Juggernauts. Trash kill speed, 10 out of 10. Everything dies. Everything dies. As you're jumping from pack to pack, just everything dies. Gearing difficulty, an 8 out of 10. Another high CDR build with some really finicky pieces, like, having a good Crispin sentence to wear. Trying to get cooldown on a necklace is always super tough. And trying to get a dream roll, Circle of Naluge Evil. Basically, to get the dream rolls on everything in this setup, it's going to be very difficult. But again, this thing can do GR 85 silky smooth. Now, this actually has the damage to do GR 90s. The problem is with Final Service and how bad that anti-death proc is for the Necro. The fact that it consumes your pets when you die basically cripples this build. So hopefully that's something that they'll address in the future and bring Singularity speed back to the top. Last but not least, the most powerful build for the Necromancer for speed farming next season is the Blight Spear. Making use of all the changes to the Pestilence set, this thing is crazy OP. And people are asking me all the time, is this build still viable since the video? Guys, in the video, we only had 1500% corpse lance damage, and now on live we have 1650. So it's actually better than you even see in the guide. This thing is unstoppable. Movement, we're gonna give this a 10 out of 10, especially in GR 80 and under, because you're gonna have Steward's Greaves plus Ingyam. So you're gonna have crazy movement speed outside Ingyam, and even crazier movement speed when you have Ingyam. Elite kill speed, 10 out of 10. The same issue with Singularity speed. You don't even notice that they're there. Juggernaut kill speed, 10 out of 10. This is the best thing that Necro has for killing Juggernauts. Basically, you pop Land of the Dead, you get inside a circle, and pretty much any Juggernaut is going to get wrecked. Trash kill speed, 10 out of 10. This thing kills everything on your way to the next pack, especially when Land of the Dead's up. Gearing difficulty, we're also going to give this a 10 out of 10. you want CDR juice absolutely everywhere. This thing is no joke to gear up for, but once you do it, oh man guys, it's so worth it. Playstyle difficulty, we'll give this a 9 out of 10. There are a lot of nuances to playing and build. You know, when's the right time to Bone Spear versus actually casting Corpse Lance? How do you stay alive? You are very squishy, so you have to play with a lot of movement to avoid affixes, but once you guys figure this build out, you won't regret it. Now, Blight Spear will actually handle anything GR 80 and under in less than 2 minutes, and so can Singularity Speed, but Singularity Speed kind of stopped with GR 85, whereas Blight Spear, it just keeps going. We're able to do GR 90s in 3 minutes and under. And the more Paragon, the more gear you're going to have. This thing's going to scale through the roof. And that's pretty much going to do it for the video, guys. Let us know in the comment section below what you're planning on playing in Season 12. As always, big shout out to all our supporters on Twitch. Big shout out for our boy Tarkinstar for donating the money that we would need for this professional audio setup. So we love you, Tarkinstar. If you guys are wanting to support the channel, you know, hit us up on Patreon, come over to Twitch and sub. Whatever you guys are comfortable with, it helps a lot. As always, guys, like, subscribe, come over to Twitch, ask your questions. We love you guys. Peace out.